Thank you so much, Smoking Aces, for resubscribing at 2 months. You don't know how to stop it? Neither do I, actually. They just keep on rolling on. I appreciate your patronage. Also, hello Glenn, hello Smoking. How you doing? I hope you are both well. We will start in just a moment. I'm just prepping a few little thinguses. Until then, get comfy. Get comfy in the soup. I'll be right back. I'm Beak. You're exhausted, Glenn? I'm sorry to hear that. Talk with your former boss went great, though. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Do you get what you deserve? You get what you were owed. That's the word I'm looking for. Not what you deserve. That sounds like it has like a grim connotation to it. But since I'm here, we may as well jump across to the comic. No need to sit in the soup. Or visibly sit in the soup anyway. So I took the day off of work today, just because I wasn't feeling 100% to do work-related things. And I may have worked a little bit on the comic, so I've done some line work. Essentially. And I'm just thinking, so we just need to do some of the light, like movement and movement lines and stuff for this panel, and then we can move on. So making some good progress. To say the least. It's real simple stuff, essentially. Nothing big. That's it. That's all I needed to do. Just 4 little lines. And we're done. Finished panel folder. Because then it's just organized. And if it's organized, it means I have less to do in the future. Which I love the idea of. Kind of want to make a Mad Max inspired outfit, but don't know where to start. That's fair. Ah. My headphones just adjusted. It just made a loud cracking noise, which made me a little bit nervous. Well, are you thinking more of the modern Mad Max movies, or the originals? They're kind of similar, but like in terms of costuming and stuff. But like the newer stuff has very clear like factions and stuff. You want to be a war boy, or like I can't remember the names. The names of I can't even remember the names. Immortum Joe's wives or Max? Ooh, that'd be cool. Carla. Do you want to do a Mad Max outfit so that you can say filthy smeg who eats slanger? Because that's my favourite line in Fury Road, is that he's a filthy smeg who eats slanger. Have to admit, I've never seen a Mad Max movie, but I want to see Furiosa in the cinema. Ooh, fair enough. I've not seen it, so I cannot comment. But I feel like you would enjoy it. They're a bunch of war boys. That's all I know. But yeah, like the like Fury Road was really good, and a lot of people enjoyed that one. So I feel like you would enjoy the new one, but I also haven't seen it, so I cannot comment. Cannot comment on its goodness. But yeah, like I said, filthy Smeguich Schlanger is my favorite line in the entire movie. Because it just kind of comes out of nowhere, but is also just so funny to me, because it's like, it's an insult, and it works as an insult. It's really rude, but also very random. Do that. Yeah, there we go. It's a filthy Smeguich Schlanger. Alright then, that's rude. That's rude. That's not kind. Yep. Not Gramos. Ratchet's greenness. I do appreciate that I have cut out a lot of work for myself by putting in a lot of the work earlier today that I am a big fan of. I feel like I'm doing less in tonight's stream, even though I'm doing the same, about the same amount. Pants, this all looks darker. Is this the same color? It is the same color. Why do I feel like it's darker? My brain is just all scuffed today, clearly. Have you seen or read Mortal Engines? I'm kind of sad the movie flopped. It looked promising. I have not seen it. I did hear that the movie wasn't very good, and that does make me sad too. Because it's very unfortunate. Because it's a unique idea. To give it, you know, some credit, it's a very unique idea. But I guess it's just not enough to save it. Save it from either. It was like bad writing. That always seems to be the problem, is just bad writing. These days anyway. At least in my opinion too, so. I don't know if that means anything, but to me it makes it hard to enjoy stuff like that. I'm gonna need references from my old work. Nobody read the writing. Lol, joke's on you guys, there is no writing. Not anymore, I've learned my lesson. Can't expose the story. Not yet. Wait until the chapter comes out, then you can read it. I liked the movie back then because of the concept and the visuals, costumes, etc. Yeah, the visuals and stuff looked great. It looked really cool. And because it is just such a unique idea, it really... If it's a unique idea, I think it really deserves the time. You know, like The Lord of the Rings took years to make. And we're not even talking about film, like, you know, production. We're talking pre-production, planning, stuff like that. That took years. It almost killed Peter Jackson to do all that work and stuff. And now we don't really put that much time into films, like into pre-production and stuff like that. Because there's so much of that, like, we'll fix it in post attitude. which is a really bad attitude to have if you're making a film. Just trying to remember the bits and pieces that are certain colors. I heard that there were old munitions and mines on the grounds where they filmed Lord of the Rings. Oh dear. That's not good. Oh, that's a shoulder. It doesn't really have an end bit. I'll need to look into that one. I need to take a closer look at that one. Just, oh dear. Just old grenades and stuff like that. Landmines. So Viggo Mortensen broke his toe. There's a lot of injuries in that. I mean, again, dedication to the arts and stuff, but there were like a ton of injuries. Oh my god, the fucking ad just blasted your ears away. No, Glenn! Your poor ears. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not responsible for that. That's not on me. I can't be held accountable for that. Work safety, pff, yeah. So many people got, like, badly injured on the set of Lord of the Rings. The actor who played Gimli, like, dislocated his knee. Not even just the Viggo Mortensen toe break thing, but yeah, so many things. I think Orlando Bloom like sprained his ankle, and everyone made fun of him for it because like people were getting like plenty injured on set, and then like Orlando Bloom twisted a muscle, and then everyone was just giving him shit for it, which is like the kind of workplace environment that you want, right? Good humor based around making fun of you. That's why I'm here. That's why I work here. Oh, we missed Greymouse. I keep saying Greymouse instead of Ratchet. We keep missing... we missed Ratchet's thumb. Because he got a thumb, and it's green. Okay, and then Ratchet's... hide color. I'm glad that this is like pretty speedy. This is a pretty speedy process at this point. We're a well-oiled machine now, making comic art. Hey, Sonna, Hemlo. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you are well. Do you know the edit of the movies of all the scenes where the two female... Oh yeah, yes, I've seen that, and it is very funny. A little tragic, of course, but very funny. Two women talking in Lord of the Rings, and it's like, it starts and then ends. There's like... I think if I said there's one scene that's like being generous, there's one like piece of dialogue, and that's it. I need red. It's in his goggles. There we go. Yeah, it's like, it's nothing. It's like, there's pretty much no interaction, which is pretty tragic. One scene, 2 seconds long. Yeah, that's it. It's a mother, isn't it a mother talking to her daughter as well? So it's like, keep running, and that's it. That's it. Which I laugh at, but I'm also like deeply saddened by too. Oh, missed. It's Eowyn talking to a random child. Ah, okay. Still pretty bad. Because, like, yeah, that needs to be better. That needs to be better. Stop blocking the one piece of attire that I'm trying to get. Clip Studio. Okay, I need just a blue. A light blue. There we go. That's all it needed. And then I need this yellow. Yellow? Orange. Again, it was gonna happen. Just the crazy me talking to myself stuff. But we missed that. We missed that about my streams. Right? Orange. Orange, yes. It is orange. And now to fill in all the little white dots. Because it's just not precise enough. This magic wand tool is about as precise. It's pretty precise. I'll give it, that much credit. It's quite precise. But it could be more preciser. It could be better. And it's not, and it bothers me. No, it's fine. I can make the adjustments. Magic wand better be precise. Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Hello, Silent. How you dozen? How are you? How you doing? I know I said how you dozen, but that's just something I say sometimes. How are you? Are you feeling any better? Pretty significant unwellness, so I'd assume you're probably still taking it day by day. Kingsguard has arrived. Quick, everyone behave. Yes, be sure to behave, you lot. And don't mind that he licks you sometimes. That's just his thing. He just does that, He don't bite, he just lick sometimes. There you go. Such a sorry, that was such a weirdly juvenile giggle when I saw the poking the tongue out back. I just giggled like a preschooler. So have I... No one said soup, so I haven't been able to test it. Nobody's said soup yet. I may have done something. And it may involve the word soup. Feel ill and annoyed at the emote I'm making. Annoyed at it? Why? What's wrong with it? I just got very, very, adult looking, very grown-up looking hands. I've got the knuckles and stuff in it. Detroit Become Human has taught us to lick random things. Call of Cthulhu has taught me otherwise. That's true. But that'll be Silence Guard in Timberstone. He just kind of, licks stuff. Ooh. As a way of detecting samples. Detecting anomalies in taste and texture. Somebody's got to lick the things. Check if it's poison or not. Ugh, look at all these little white dots. Gosh darn it. So many little white dots from my imprecise line work. And also this imprecise magic wand. It's not all, I'm not all to blame. I'm a little to blame. But not that much. Yeah. How is her face? Her face is good. Can't just say that. I can say that. It's a character I designed. Her face is good. I'm happy with it. Oh, that's the line work. Fucking up again, Grey Mouse. Nice one. Nice work, Grey Mouse. You fucked it up again. There we go. Really feeling the urge to return to Minecraft again, but they haven't announced the release date of 1.21. Ah, but you could prepare. You could prepare for 1.21. Surely. Just by playing a bit of Minecraft. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, mentally. Do you want to give in to those temptations and just do it? Yeah, surely. Just do it, right? Just do it. Just play Minecraft. Minecraft. Nothing wrong with that. No risk, high reward. You'll wait? Fair enough. Not gonna twist your arm on it. You do what you feel is best. So I have more motivation for the update. That's fair. Then you can play with all with something being like a little bit new. That's smart. That makes sense. I can respect that. Alright, let's work on the shadows. Shadow layer. Making some good progress, but and I'll admit it is partially because I did some before the stream, but you get it. It's all progress in the end. And we'll do what we did before. Select and isolate certain things. Start with the things that will just be occluded in shadow, incomplete shadow. Because I know how shadows vaguely work. Certain little bits will not see the light of day because that's just how the cookie crumbles. And it's those things. Oh, and these things. Yep, that's it. I have noticed a little mistake that I need to fix, but otherwise, shadows. Shadow time. She actually needs to have a shoulder. Otherwise, like, this image is gonna look real fucking weird. That's the color layer. Damn it. I know there's no way of you all knowing which layer I'm on, but y'all should have warned me. There we go. Cool, alright, we're done. We're done coloring stuff in. We're moving on. I say as I color just one more little thing in. Alright. We'll start with Armella, just because I just wanna. There's no particular reason why I start with a certain individual over another in a scene, but other than just pure preference. Just desire to draw a certain character, or finish a certain character's like design. There we go. Oh, that's going to be a problem. That's fine. I will fix it. There we go. Simple as that. Then add a bit of curvature because we want curve to the head. You know? just like Ratchet's scarf, like there are certain parts of the hair that will just, you know, not see the light of day and remain curved and stuff like that. I think I could probably just do all of that like that, and then it works. Yeah, that works. Probably giving just a bit more curve to this hair. Just so it looks right, you know? Yeah, nice. That works for me. Fill that in, and then we move on. Oh, shit. We'll do the whole face now. Do it in little bits and pieces. That's okay. That could be better. Is it just that? Is it that simple? Yeah, it's that simple. To make a nice looking shadow for that. I'm gonna go easy. Cool. And we are done with the face. Moving on. I feel like I could be more, maybe more specific with the shadow picking for this bit, but I feel like I can get away with it. Just because I feel like being very detail oriented on this part of the shadows would be a bit of a time sink. And we don't got time. We're running so far behind schedule. I got a deadline to meet. I don't, but I like to say I do. If I get sponsored tomorrow, then of course I change my tune, but I'm probably not going to get sponsored to like randomly tomorrow. That I feel I can predict. I'm not going to get an email saying, hey, we want to sponsor Rat Baby. It's not going to happen. So I don't need to cave to some sort of deadline. Hey, we've got this deadline for you, Grey Mouse. No, I do not bend. I do not bend to deadlines. Other people's deadlines of me. I am Grey Mouse. I listen to no one. I pay no taxes. And I do not. And you do not rule the seas or the me. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it just needs a bit of shadow. That gives it plenty of definition. Oh, we got a zombie slayer. This time I didn't think it was a bot, but I was excited to see it. Give me a moment zombie, and I'll give it a read. I'll have a read. By the power of the gaming gods is such a miracle, truth upon such a day. Yes, yes, yes it is, chatters, viewers, lurkers, nerds, dorks, gamers, and geeks. Your journey here has been long and arduous, tiresome and tough. It has taken you many a days to travel to this chat, the chat of the absolutely blessed Rizla, upon the council of the Riz gods. He is his majesty, he is your lord, he is Greymouse. Hello. You're excited to see me as well? Ah, well, I'm flattered. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are keeping well. I am recovering, but my voice is kind of shot, as you probably have already been able to tell. My voice is pretty much gone. But I wanted to stream, so no shot voice is gonna stop me. Not anymore. You're well? I'm glad. Glenn. Hello dear streamer, we at Raid Shadow Legends would like to sponsor you. We have showed great interest in your project and would like to support you. Just advertise us for a bazillion times and we give you $50. Whoa! XOXO, your Raid Shadow Legends teams. What? A sponsorship? Wow. Any mods in chat, please. Don't. Careful, it's Glenn. Glenn is our friend. That's good. How are you, my lord? No, what happened? I just saw you last night. It must be recent, right? I've been sick. Been sick for a little while. But I've found that if my voice is shot, it means that I'm coming out of it. If I get like a phlegmy throat and not a sore throat, but just a hoarse voice, then it usually means that I'm on the tail end of my sickness. So I'm doing okay, but it just means that my body has fought a big fight, and now it's like having to rest. So certain parts of my body are just like, go. Interchangeable with BetterHelp, Manscaped, or Halsicon. No shade, but yeah, no shade to people who, or to those sponsors or whatever, but I would never take them. Oh, self-care. Thank you. I will take a moment to stretch, hydrate, and check my posture. Me silly bean. I will do all those things. I have a bottle of Gatorade, which has been doing wonders, I'll tell you. Well, just remember, okay, self-care. Of course. I will be taking care of myself. Capitalism affects us all, that's true. They're everywhere. It's like, for me personally, I would never take the sponsorship just because none of this stuff that I'm doing revolves around money. I don't need the money, I don't want it, none of that stuff. I want to make a comic, that's it. But I do understand why people take it, and I definitely don't throw shade on people who do take those kinds of deals that, like, admittedly, Raid Shadow Legends is a scam. Or not a scam, but it's a garbage game with too much marketing funding. So, see, I will never get that sponsorship. Let's be honest, I've said it now. I shall send you more bottles of Gatorade, my lord. I'm not that far from you. That's true, I mean, don't. I won't need it after tomorrow, but, like, I appreciate that, I'm flattered. But yeah, like, if you're a content creator and you want to take sponsorships, there's nothing wrong with that. It's business. It's just business. Get sponsored by your local water source. Yeah, that's good. That's an honorable thing. I'd only advertise for my friends, support small creators. Yeah, and I'm doing that. So I have a friend who is making dice. And she'll eventually open up a store to sell the dice that she makes. And when she does, I'm going to open up, like, it's not even going to be that kind of obtrusive or obstructive of an advertising space on my streams for her. But it'll be just like a little, like, lower third that you see kind of pop up at the bottom of the screen that just advertises it. And if you're looking to get dice, then if you order from her, hey, you might get, like, a code to save on it. Use code GREY or whatever, and then you get you save money on custom dice or custom cast die, which is a fantastic product. Okay, but hypothetically, if Mouse did do a sponsorship, I do feel like he'd have the most monotone voice, like, yeah, go play this game, it's good, or I guess maybe, or go play something, which is valid. If I didn't believe in it, yeah. If I didn't believe in it and was doing that, I would be like that. But like, if I were to take sponsorships, it would only be for things that I actually do care about or believe are good. So, yeah, like, I'm never going to take a sponsorship from something I don't care about or I'm not invested in. You'll need to give us the link. We all need more dice when it drops. Of course, yeah, I will definitely be doing that. And it'll be like on a timed space, like my coffee and my comic like thing. So yeah, you'll all get to see. And I might even be doing like ad spaces for, like, I might be making ads for her. It's just good business, as the guy in Pirates of the Caribbean and World's End said at the end of the movie just before he died. Yeah, exactly. You get it. It's just good business. But yeah, like, no shade to people who do that. It's totally fine to do. It makes sense. But yeah, it's not for me. It was never my goal to make money doing this. It was a scheduling thing. I basically originally used Twitch as a means to kind of schedule regular days to illustrate, essentially. And the fact that it's blown out to more than what I expected is astounding. Astounding and mostly very unexpected. Well, if it isn't our favorite copulating mouse. Jesus. I mean, correct. We'll have to pay our bills somehow. Damn you, capitalism. That's true. If you gotta pay your bills, you gotta pay your bills, right? How you doing, Quayo? Goddamn ads, Gadale. No! Quayo stepped into the soup for a single moment, and then was gone, was ripped out by the croutons. Give me 10 seconds. That's all Cryo needs. 10 seconds to return. I was going to say something worse, and I decided against it, because it felt like it was very unnecessary. Okay. Burned croutons, yes. That's what ads are in this stream. They're just burned croutons. I can never remember what I draw in here, but I'm just going to fill in with a tree shadow. I only need 10 seconds to crave a Dickens... Nice try. I know what you're talking about. I'm not stupid. I've learned. I'm a learning mouse robot. I'm like AI, except I actually make art. I don't just steal other people's. That's all I do for that, for now. You could... I'm like that Mr. Freeze fight in Batman Arkham City. I learn from my mistakes. Oh, Gramoose. Oh, it didn't... Hold on. Must be the... What's it called? The thing is broken. That's fine. Well, not broken, but not set right. So let me just set it. There we go. Oh no, my hand is still there. Oh, my hand. I got double hand. Ah! 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 My hand. Oh no! Oh no! Give me a moment. Oh, my hand. Beep. Ah! You're really wobbly today. It never does that. Yeah, so it's my new model. It's the alteration to my model that essentially I bounce and wobble when I talk. It's a little alteration, but it is a good one. Yeah. But also, my 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 hand is still there. That's one of my favorite boss fights of all time, not gonna lie. Yeah, I love the Mr. Freeze fight. It's really good. Cause it like for the time it came out, people were just like, "Oh, holy shit, I can't use the same attacks twice." So, as a result, you had to like adapt and overcome. Um so you've had your coffee enema. Yes, I'm super coffeeed up. I am caffeinated and but caffeinated. So much caffeine in my system vibrating around the room. That'd be correct. It is the Grey Mouse way. I take 2 coffees a day. One in the mouth and one in the butt. Mouse last stream. Some people are gonna hate me for what happens in the comic, and that's okay. Me, bro, that's my troll guard, homie. Yeah, baby. You gotta take the simple pleasures, right? Because like, yeah, you input if you provide a character for to be included, then they will be included. They may, they may die horrifically or things like that, but they were included. Or they may just appear for 1 or 2 panels, but they were included. I'll keep that tidbit in mind. Wait, the coffee thing? Or the I don't care what people, if people dislike the comic. Or not, it's not that I dislike, I don't care if people dislike it. It's that it's gonna go, the comic is gonna go in a direction that I've decided, and that is not gonna change depending on how people feel about it. You know, like I'm not gonna do a Game of Thrones where I change it to try and appeal to the target, like to the biggest audience. If you kill my troll guard, permission to let him die in a certain way. I don't plan. Spoilers. I don't plan on killing your troll guard. Your troll guard is totally okay. Grimace, do you say flan or pudding? I say pudding. Oh no. It's fine if he dies, but can I decide how he dies? Yeah, if your character were to die, I would talk to you about it and let you know. And I would give you reasons as well. I wouldn't just say they're gonna die because I need casualties, you know. The rectal caffeinating. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Keep that in mind. Don't rectal caffeinate me. I don't actually do that, please. I don't need coffee up my butt. I like coffee, but I like to taste it first. Putting these nuts in your mouth. I knew it as well, and it's like, damn it. Damn it. You see what the stream title is? I swear to Dogen. I swear to Dogen. Got him. God's damn it. God's damn it. They're going to die because I need casualties. I don't let the Walking Dead writers know about that. They'll get onto you for it. Yeah, I think that's, look, don't take this the wrong way, but I think it's a really maladaptive way of writing characters or writing story and shock value, where you just kill characters for the sake of it, for the sake of shock value. I think that's lazy. For me, I find that if you want to have a poignant death scene, or if you want to have, audiences crying at the death of a character, it is more painful to see it coming, in a sense. That's my mentality, is that I feel like it would be more painful for the audience to know what's coming, to be aware of it, even if it's like, only moments before. But it's also poignant. It has a reason, it has a thematic purpose. If I were to just kill a character just because I'm like, yeah, I'm done with them, then that would be bad writing. Somebody has to die, then make it make sense. Exactly, exactly. Even if it feels shocking at the time, if it makes thematic sense on review, then that's my intention. In Game of Thrones it happens, but it's because in Game of Thrones no one has a 100% chance of surviving, so that I'm down with. Yeah, and that's one part of it for sure. But then also you can, like, knowing character motivations and understanding the nature of the Game of Thrones, it slowly makes more and more sense why certain characters die. Like, spoilers, first of all. Spoilers for Game of Thrones, because I'm going to talk a little bit about Game of Thrones. But Ned Stark was certain to die. And that's because he was essentially a classic, like, a stereotypically classic fantasy hero. He was a good guy. He did the right thing. He sacrificed his own happiness and well-being for the greater good and to do the right thing. So of course he had to die, because basically this is not a classic fairy, like, classic fantasy story. So that makes sense. In Walking Dead, character from season 1 came back into, like, season 6 or 7 only for a character to kill him less than a minute later. That's beyond boring. Yeah, absolutely. Sean Bean dies in every movie/show he's in. That's true. That's also very true. So he had to be killed. They had to take him out. Lord of the Rings character in a world where people don't give a shit about you. They may have their reasons, but they may be valid. They may be wrong, but regardless, he still died. Yeah, exactly. And it's that sense that this is not, you know, a classic fantasy. It's a political fantasy world. And then as a result, it plays that political game really strongly. And so if you play your hand constantly, like Ned Stark did, you're gonna get killed. And you can say what you like about the later seasons, that being that they were terrible and garbage, and it's because, you know, it had none of George R. R. Martin's writing behind it. But the early seasons were incredible because they did that. Because they knew what they were doing with that intrigue. And that the world is a cruel place and you make mistakes. Like, we all loved Oberyn Martell. Again, spoilers. We loved Oberyn Martell because he was a charismatic, likable character, but he was arrogant, and he was so strongly arrogant that he was willing to make these huge mistakes that a hero with plot armor would not suffer from. But this isn't a normal fantasy story. This is Game of Thrones. Season 4 was the best. Yes, I agree. What's interesting is what he was killed by Joffrey for calling him a bastard, but Ned was actually trying to save Joffrey, because in the books it's established that Ned, if for nothing else, doesn't like seeing kids die. Yeah, he would, like, Joffrey would have been executed if it had been found out. So then he was doing, like, the classic heroes thing where nobody, like, trying his absolute best for nobody to get hurt, for everyone to walk away from it. And they didn't care, like, because it's not what this story is about. Gonna do a quick save. Not to mention he's played by Zaddy Daddy Pedro Pascal. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, we love Pedro Pascal. So that's what makes it all the more heartbreaking. But it's also, yeah, super interesting because he has a reasonable cause. He has a right, he has the right he's going into his decision for the right reasons, but he's just so arrogant about it, and that gets him killed. I was upset about what happened to Oberyn Martell. He's a gem. I was too. It was heartbreaking. But it also, like, thematically, story writing wise, it was fantastic because it helped us further reinforce that we hate the Mountain. The Mountain, this Mountain guy is a fucking bastard. We hate, we feel further kind of sympathy for Tyrion and stuff like that. And that's really good writing. I'm interested to see in which direction the Mandalorian movie will go. Yeah, that's fair. Should be good. Hopefully, it should be good. It's been very hit or miss with the Star Wars TV shows recently, hasn't it? Joffrey and his siblings die, his mum dies, his uncle Jamie will die, and all the torturing and public shaming and stuff. Oh, and Tyrion, while being the smartest person, would be in loads of shit. Yeah. Yeah. You know, even despite, like, both Jamie and Tyrion doing everything they can to essentially save King's Landing multiple times. Like, they should have been heroes of King's Landing, but they weren't because the public would never know of their sacrifice and what they did for them. And worse still, if people found out that the kids were bastards, and like bastards of incest as well. Oof, terrible. Then also announced a Lando movie, which I really am excited for. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Lando Calrissian. Dunno. I don't. Yeah, my brain, like, I'm so not a Star Wars person, so my brain is like trying to remember characters. I now know more like obscure characters like Kiaramundi and Plo Koon and characters like that. But yeah, just for a moment forgot who Lando Calrissian is. What's interesting is the whole love or lack of love drives the world in Game of Thrones. Hold on, I shall explain. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's like what Jamie says in the first season, well, the first episode. It's what we do for love. I'm almost keen to actually rewatch the first few seasons now that we're talking about it. Become quite a Star Wars nerd over the last 2 years. Nice. Ned wasn't supposed to marry Caitlyn, she was supposed to marry his brother, but he's executed by the Mad King, so for the Stark kids may or may not have, the Stark kids may or may not have existed, yeah. Technically I've been a fan since 2008, but now I'm kinda committed. Nice, well that's fair enough. Because, like, let's be honest, Star Wars is, like, aside from Star Trek, is probably the manuscript for space sci-fi. Nowadays, at the very least. So, or space cowboy movies. So, if you like that kind of, like, a space western, then, hey, you're gonna like Star Wars. And I think that's what they forgot with the newer ones, is that it's essentially a space western. Like, Star Wars is a space western. So, it should reflect that. And it's why The Mandalorian is so good. It's because it remembers. It knows that. It does not forget its roots. Okay. Tell you what, there's a animated sci-fi that came out recently. I can't remember the name of it, but I've been using it as like a framework for world design for this, and it's super fascinating. Hold on, I'll figure out what it's called, and then I'll talk more about it, because I've talked about this slightly before on stream, but I want Kaitiaki to feel like an alien planet for my audience. And you'll see why as the story goes on a little bit more. I think it's funny that the Star Wars content nowadays is better received if less Jedi Sith are involved and it's more focused on the people in the galaxy. Yeah, I agree completely. I do find it fascinating that nowadays we want less of that Jedi Sith stuff. We want to know about the wider world of of Star Wars. Also, for anyone who wanted to know that thing I was talking about, it's called Scavenger's Reign, and it's an animated sci-fi series about exploring a truly alien planet and the connotations and effects of existence on said planet. And I find it really fascinating because I really wanted to make an alien world for Kaitiaki, and I've been using that as kind of the manuscript for it. I wanted a world that was somewhat similar to Earth, but also in many ways nothing like it. The reason Jaime joined the Kingsguard was that he wanted to be closer to Cersei, of whom he was supposed to marry Rhaegar Targaryen, so Cersei would marry him, and since he was supposed to be king, he needs a Kingsguard, that's why Jaime was there, but Cersei never loved Jaime. She's actually in love with Rhaegar, calling him the most beautiful man she ever saw. Okay, yeah. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Or that Littlefinger is and was in love with Catelyn Stark, but is told to fuck off by Ned's brother, and as he was betrothed to each other. Yeah. And then it set up a bit of resentment in Littlefinger. And with what I was talking about in the previous stream about being like, if it's not focused around, if the love is not the focus of the story, then don't focus on it. I think Game of Thrones does this really well in that it doesn't focus on it, but it is actually like paramount to the story as a whole, just the aspect of love. Littlefinger, more like little shit. Yeah, exactly. It's a whole long list of who loves who, as Mouse said, the things we do for love, yeah. Favorite Star Wars show? Mine is Clone Wars. Yes. Is there any more shadowing I need to do before I move on? Oh no. Andor. That's fair. I have heard Andor is good. Also really enjoyed Rebels. I've heard that's quite good. Again, I'm definitely not an authority on Star Wars. Well, most sci-fis, really. Chopper committing crimes is... chef's kiss. Because I watch One Piece, my brain immediately thinks of Chopper. Chopper, the doctor in One Piece. I'm not the authority on Star Wars. I don't know fucking shit about Star Wars. I know Plo Koon and Kiaramundi. That's it. The Who Walkers? I don't know them. Skywalkers? Never heard of them. More like, who's this guy, Walkers? Chopper is also my favorite character in One Piece, even though I haven't watched a lot of it. Yeah, I fucking love Chopper. He's the best. I have so much Chopper, like, merch. Genuinely. I haven't been to Japan yet, but my friends went to Japan and they got me, like, a bunch of Chopper stuff. And I love it. I love Chopper so much. I've got Chopper's Wanted poster. I know more than most, though. I do not. Genuinely, I do not. I know less than most. Star Wars, I know fucking nothing. I'm not even joking. I know nothing about Star Wars. Petition to make Mouse the official authority on Star Wars. One signature from Zombie. Absolutely not. Chopper's origin movie, the one with the cherry blossoms, made you cry so fucking hard? Yeah. I bet. It's sad. Boku wa doctor. Tony Tony Chopper. Boku wa Doctor Tony Tony Chopper. I advertised Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade as if Chopper was the captain. Like if you wanted a story about someone who was kind of like Chopper but was also, you know, captain of the ship. That's what I told people. It's not accurate because Ratchet is not too much like Chopper, really. Just that he's cute. Haven't cried in a long time. Oh well, guess I'll try to finish Clannad. Let's see. If you're not feeling very like fragile or vulnerable, then get through the stuff that you think will make you cry. Back when I was in school and pretended to be sick, I always watched anime in the morning, and after that shitty German law shows, all that while playing the online chatting game. Best times, yeah. Yeah, back when we could actually get Nickelodeon in Australia, I would watch One Piece, or little bits of One Piece, the little bits of One Piece that we got from Nickelodeon. And I never understood it, because it was never in order, but I loved it. Boku wa Doctor. Never saw an episode with Chopper in it when I was a kid, though. I didn't know who Chopper was until I was a grown mouse. I love him. Love him bits. He the best. Oh. Boku wa Doctor. There we go. Wait, why is there no Nickelodeon in Australia? There is, but it's just really... It was around for a very short amount of time, and then we had our own Australian, like... free-to-air TV. So then Nickelodeon moved to, like, paid TV. Like Foxtel. And I didn't have Foxtel growing up. So I never got to see Nickelodeon growing up. Well, I rarely got to see Nickelodeon growing up. We had other like Australian free-to-air shows like Roller Coaster TV and Studio 3 or ABC 3. And they mostly showed Australian kids shows. So we didn't see stuff like One Piece or anime or anything like that. We saw stuff like CJ the DJ and Bluey, but Bluey is well after my time also. Me who's just there to stare at Nami's personality. Of course. You gotta wait for a few arcs before you get to that, but like, yes, some people are big fans of that. Oh, ad coming up. Boku wa Doctor. Nami's big personality. Oop. Yeah. Best views. I don't care. Best views from my glasses. Do you know there's a tiny these tiny library boxes where anyone can put books in and take them out? I kind of want to build one and put them in your front yard. That'd be really nice. A communal library sort of thing. Best views are already here. Exactly. They've been banned. They never gonna be back. They better not be. Ooh. Shakes my fist. I love that you just called it out, like, sponsor! Yeah, communal library, yeah. Communal libraries would be, like, I would do that too. Communal library is a really great idea, Glenn. Ugh. My ears are very blocked, or have been getting very blocked lately. Should probably clear these big old ears, big old radar dishes at some point. Our village has planned that, but apparently never got around to it. Ugh, that's a shame. Sometimes it's, yeah, just doesn't happen. Big plans just don't happen. Just a little disappointing. Because things like that are just really nice. I do love that with the moderation, basically trying to put like an ad or something like that just gets bleeped out and it just looks like nothing as well. Because I was just like, for a moment there, I actually kind of hesitated because it was just like a couple of blips and I was like, I don't know what this means. Oh, you're an ad. Hold on. Just thought about putting matters into your own hands. Yeah, that's really good of you. It's a really nice thing to do. I think go for it. And hope people would be responsible with it. I think like if it's a close enough community, then it should be fine, right? I think I'd like to believe that people are generally good. Some people are dicks, yeah. But I'd like to believe that some people are good, or most people are good, generally. So I'm hoping the best for you. I think we're done with highlights. No, we're not. I haven't even started on Armella. I'm such a dingus. But hey, that's okay. I think people will be responsible. And hey, you never know, it might spur bigger community action. So more people might do it. And then you've actually got like a nice big community of people who are doing it, which would be really good. That's my favorite thing, when like a bunch of people end up being encouraged to do something. I used to work with like towns in Australia that did stuff like that, where they would like band together as a community to kind of build up the town's profile, and then as a result, one town I was working with kind of escaped becoming a ghost town, which it was very quickly on the way to becoming. So it got a lot more people moving there and stuff like that, which is great. It's exactly what you want to hear or want to see, especially in beautiful little towns in Australia. Make thrifting books cool again. Yeah, exactly. Mouse, I like to believe people are generally good. Also, Mouse, if he got superpowers, he would turn evil immediately on the spot. No questions asked. Well, I wouldn't turn evil. I'd become like a horrific, I'd become a horrific, like, godlike being. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing evil about that. Heard bad things about Book Talk, and I'm afraid to investigate further. That's fair. I think Book Talk is generally a bit pretty squiff. Lawful evil, yeah. Well, maybe not. I don't know. For me personally, I do subscribe to the belief that like absolute power corrupts absolutely. So I feel that even though, arguably I'm a nice person, if I were given power like that, I'd probably not use it wisely. Or I'd not use it kindly, essentially. I feel like I would become a tyrant, maybe. And my justification would be like, it's for the greater good. But I don't know. We don't know. We can't be certain. Forgot to put my arm back. My arm has returned. Welcome back, arm. Thank you for being by my side. What do I do? Nothing. I can see Grimace being morally grey, so kind of bounce off of how other people are behaving towards you. Yeah. Well, my brain, my logic to it is that like in my head, I would either be like, I erase these people who are just like annoying me. This certain kind of demographic of people who are just annoying and selfish and just assholes. Those people, bam, gone. Erased. They go to they go to a pocket dimension that's like our dimension, except they have to be assholes in that dimension. Nothing changes for them except that they're jerks and they no longer exist in the real world. You know? Or I would just like continue to live on as I currently live, but I disappear from the world every so often because I just get too burnt out by the nature of people sometimes. Got it. So we, as chat, can let you into a villain arc. Yeah. Okay, that's totally valid. I would also get rid of Karens. Yeah, it's like people like that who, I feel like we've all kind of like had this thought where if you were given absolute power but you had to change the world in a more strict way, how would you do it? And I've had like thoughts like that where I'm like, I would just appear to people, you know, floating above the ground, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like mass reported over the internet and through televisions and stuff like that. And I'd be like, you have 1 year to fix your shit. Stop being an arsehole to people. Start being nicer. Trans rights and and treat people with kindness and like all of this stuff. I'll see you in a year. If you haven't changed, then guess what? I'm sending you to Pocket World. I don't want absolute power. I believe in democracy, not like Palpatine. Yeah, I get what you mean, and I do too. And just, I do always kind of feel like, I get those questions in my mind, and then I answer them in my brain, if I have time to think about it. If you stand still on an escalator, and there's space in front of you to walk up the escalator, and you're able-bodied, and you choose not to, guess what? I'm grabbing you by the collar and pulling you down. I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. And they are my internal rules in my brain. If you stand in a doorway and chat to your mate while people are trying to walk through, guess what? I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you to the ground. And I might punch you. I probably won't. I'm not going to take it too far. I'm not just going to punch people in the face just because they annoy me or because their behavior is rude. I don't think that's fair. Did you know that wizards in Harry Potter's universe... Oh my god, yes I do. They would poop where they stood and then magic it away, yeah. Well, where does it go? That's the thing, I don't know either, but I'd send people to said poop dimension if I had ultimate power. That's pretty grim, but I get it. It's drastic measures. If you want to use your feet, why use the escalator? Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, no. Not exactly. No, I mean that, so escalators are so broadly used now that they don't, like, stairs don't exist anymore in certain places. And there are people who will just stop, like, they'll step onto the escalator and stop. I agreed. Yeah, I agreed to a certain degree. If there are stairs, then yeah, I'm taking the stairs. In my defense, if there are stairs, I'm taking the stairs. But if there is no other choice, then people should be walking up those escalator stairs. Clipped it.
Damn it. Son of a bitch.
Hoisted by my own petard. No, you know what I mean, of course. Because in my head, like, certain, like, the nature of the flow of traffic or foot traffic, standing still on an escalator, or one thing that I found at the airport, there are only escalators to go up to the second floor, and the second floor is security, so you have to go up to the second floor. And the escalators in Adelaide Airport are really thin, so people who take their bags and don't take the elevators, if they've got big heavy bags, it's like there are signs that say take the elevators if you have big heavy bags. People will still go up the escalators with big heavy bags or with just bags, and then they'll stop. They'll stand still and block the escalators. I stop because it goes up automatically. It's an escalator, that's the point, but I always stay on the right. Yeah, and that's the distinction, Glenn. That's the big distinction, is that if you got to leave space for people to pass, but more often than not, if I see people get onto an escalator and stop, they stop right in the middle. And that shit just frustrates me to no end. Yeah. That's what bothers me. And also, like, it's like a little thing. It's not that bad. What bothers me more is people who will stop in a doorway or stop in a corridor and will be, like, standing 3 or 4 people wide. So you actually have to, like, pass through them or squeeze through them. And, like, I hate saying excuse me when I'm not the one who's like holding up other people. And maybe that's just my conflict heavy nature. My conflict desiring nature. Let me paint you a picture. Please do. Please. I don't know how I feel about this look. Might go back on it. I think that's also one of the things, is that so much of that, like, is situational, and for the most part, none of it really bothers me. It's just if people are blocking stuff, that really bothers me. Then I go, fury of the gods. Then I go, if I were a god, I'd make this a curse. Getting rid of people who put pop-up ads. The guy who invented pop-up ads apologized for its consisting annoyance. So he's fine, but I'd get rid of people who do it besides him. That's fair. That might be a long journey for you. I fear. Hold on, I feel like I have an example of this. It's way better. Yeah. Yeah, I just made this a mess. I do also feel like a great deal of my anger is very superficial. Because most of the time it doesn't bother me at all. Oftentimes I'm the person who's going, well, they're, elderly, so they can't really move as fast. So they kind of get just a free pass. Or if they're kids, it's like kids should be kind of free to do whatever they, like, can do. You're in a supermarket with a shopping cart, people who let their shopping carts, oh my god, sit in the middle of the aisles or somewhere in the way. Just have to push their cart to the side so you can walk past. I despise that so much. Oh my god, I agree 100%. People who leave their shopping carts in the middle. I've seen people who, if they turn their shopping cart so that it's, like, lengthways to the aisle, like, no longer parallel to the aisle, even worse. I fucking hate that. And if I've had a bad day, the urge to kick their cart exponentially rises. I give kids a bit of a leeway in the sense that they're kids, and on one hand, it's like there's only one way to learn. If a complete stranger comes up and hits them for doing something that they didn't know they shouldn't do, then that'll traumatize them. And it's a fucked up thing to do as a bystander. But then also, parents should be keeping a close eye on kids as well, and should be educating them to be courteous to people as well. Within reason as well. You don't want kids to just be afraid of public spaces just because they're afraid of maybe doing something that doesn't necessarily align with the social norm or the social etiquette, taught manners and respect. Yeah, sometimes sometimes I leave my cart in the big aisles and just go in the smaller ones to bring it back to the cart. Yeah, and I feel that's courteous, because then it just means that you're not blocking up the small aisles, because some of the small aisles, they are like two people wide at best. Oh, you mean blocking the aisles with a shopping cart? Yeah. I deeply dislike that. Another thing I really dislike, and it may just be me, but if I'm looking at something on a shelf and I've made so one thing I do is that if I'm looking at something on a certain shelf, I'll step to the other side so that there is walking room in front of me. But if people use that walking room in front of me to stand directly in front of me and then look at something that look to the aisle, look to the shelf that I'm looking at, then you've just created a blockage. Yeah, kids can be annoying, but I'd always blame the parents. Most of the time, they are the problem. Yeah, exactly. They are. And it's like, you want to give kids leeway to learn, but learn in a safe environment where they're not going to be, traumatized for doing something slightly wrong. Most parents who do family blog channels are disappearing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy about that, because again, kids should be given the opportunity to grow up without being in the public eye. And without being ogled. Ogled as a circus act. Because they're constantly being filmed and things like that. I really dislike that kind of stuff. Like channels that are like, hey, we're the family, we're doing family things. Look at us posted online. I just dislike that stuff. Yeah, people are finally realizing that these family vlogs are toxic as fuck. Yeah, absolutely. Even child acting is dodgy. Yeah, I agree. Child acting, there should be some really heavy regulations and stuff like that. Oh, it's because that's the same color. Where's Ratchet? I need to know where he is so that she's looking in the right direction. There we go. Popular examples with Jeanette McCurdy. Yeah, exactly. That poor woman having to live through that. People in charge of animal circuses will be tortured first and then disappeared. That's also very fair. Yeah, horrible stuff. Welcome to Weatherspoon's farm. Candace... Oh wait, hold on. Would you look at the camera for fuck's sake, fake smile? I'm now super suspicious of any word that could be turned into a D's nuts joke. Again, like I said, you don't want to traumatize children. Children into being afraid of words. We don't scare them. No! 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 D's nuts don't... No! Stop scaring the mouse. I love the idea of putting up a little sign that says, please don't make a candies joke or a D's nuts joke. It'll scare the mouse, scare the exhibit. I miss the opportunity. Everybody's doing it. It does make me laugh, but then also I'm scared. I'm deeply terrified. So much so that I've forgotten what I'm doing on multiple occasions. Oh, shit. Sorry, Mort. The Mort redeem no longer works. So quick scare Mort.
No, King Julian, please. I would rather not. I would rather not be scared of the net. With the net. I am King Julian. I mean, I'm Mort. I'm not King Julian. Let me, I think I'm, hold on. Where did it go? Mort. There it is. Oh, I turned it off on Mix It Up. But not on, other things. There we go. Ah! Where's Mort? Hello, King Julian. Let me go back to my chat. Hello, guys. I had to make sure that was working. Don't scare him with nuts. I'm allergic to peanuts. I think. I don't know. I don't even really know that much about Mort. King Julian! King Julian! I'm Mort. Hello, Zombie Slayer. It is me, Mort. Say, I like to move it, move it. That's what King Julian says. This is what I say. Mort's catchphrases. Does this come with chips? Does this come with horseradish sauce? No, I did not. I did not commit those war crimes. That's my catchphrase. Mort, you cut off my fucking legs. I cannot move it anymore. I'm sorry, King Julian. I loved you.
Oh, it's good. It's gone. I'm free! I'm free, finally. I need not be Mort no longer. Maybe a terrible way of doing this, but I've done it this way before. So that makes me an idiot, then I don't want to be clever. Mort, canonically, aren't you like 50 years old? He's got some weird lore, that's for sure. That Mort fella that we just heard from earlier. I don't know where he's gone now, but he's got some weird lore. Like his dad's name is Pop Pop, but apparently he died trying to absorb Mort's essence. So, yeah, that's canon, that Mort's dad is dead from trying to absorb Mort's essence. Parents dragging their kids along to things that they don't want to go to shall also disappear. I don't know, that I feel like that builds character. So again, it's like very situational. And I'm not a parent, so I can't comment on how to raise kids. But I have studied developmental psychology. And, you know, something that people maybe don't necessarily want to hear, but should kind of hear is that, you know, you're going to face strife in your lifetime. Strife and turmoil and things like that. I saw that, Glenn. I see that, Glenn. Glenn, I see you. But building resilience in kids is actually very important. Because a kid can have the happiest life possible, but if they don't build resilience, their ability to encounter problems and problem solve will be hugely reduced and can lead to greater trauma down later in life. That's right, I remember you saying how Mort's dad died from you. I remember you saying that one time. Yeah, I talk about that a lot because I'm very fascinated by it. Don't smile at me, Glenn. I saw what you did. I'll never forgive you. I will forgive you. I'll forgive you if we play Borderlands 2 together. Organize. Let me explain my chat. How do I explain my chat? Y'all are a bunch of goobers. Let me just finish this bit and I'll go to the warm-up page to draw an explanation. I feel like I've explained chat before, my chat anyway. But I feel like I could explain it better now that we have the soup. Hit me with a date and we'll play Borderlands. Ayy! Fair. I need to now check my schedule. But we are your goobers. That's all that matters. That is all that matters, yeah. You are all a bunch of goobers, but you're my goobers. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Okay, chat. We got soup. So it all began with Yakult, really. You're free anytime, nice. Okay, that's good to know. Can't throw that far with the dried fruit. Nice. I will, yeah, I'm gonna have to check my schedule, of course, because I want to be free whenever, but I probably am not going to be. So, my chat. 13? Oh no. Is that a D's nuts joke? If it is, I'm gonna be pissed. So my chat essentially was born from the soup. Y'all all were born from the soup. The original soup. The beginning soup. The founding soup, as it were. So put in a nice shadow there. There we go. Born of it, molded by it. You're like my Urukai. I am like your Saruman, and you are like my Urukai, born of the soup, molded and formed in the muck. Like little croutons, but not overcooked. When a member of chat is overcooked, they become ads. And that's not what we want. We want good little chats that aren't overcooked. And of course, with all croutons, some of you are a little misshaped. Yeah, it worked. Now anytime someone says soup in chat, a message pops up. No, Datin is dates, dried fruits in German. Okay, that makes sense. We are being baptized in the soup. Yes, you are baptized in the soup, molded by it. As a Lord of the Rings fan, I approve. Yes, you're getting the heckin' soup. That's me. That's me talking. But it's also on a cooldown, so don't just... If you spam soup, then you're not going to necessarily get it. You're not going to get what you want. And as you get older, some of you become VIPs, mods. And that's like... That makes you all like... the squids in soup, you know? Or the garnishes. Those of you who have been around for a long time, like Zombie Slayer, and like Organized Chaos, y'all become like these big little these big garnishes that make up the soup, and basically are what, you know, are one of the reasons why people come to the soup. The personalities that we find in the soup itself, bathed in the birth broth. Yes, exactly. I was actually paranoid of D's nuts jokes being told, so he carefully reads chat. Yeah, oh yeah, now I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of all of you. Because we don't want nuts in the soup. Today it's a peanut allergen supporting soup. So we can't have nuts in the soup. Because then someone will get an anaphylactic shock. And that's not good. And so basically this is my chat. This is you guys. It's my secret, I'm always soggy as fuck. Commander's current. Does that say that on that? Yeah. Once we get soggy as fuck, we all become very important parts of the soup. Yes. That's my secret, I'm always soggy. That makes sense. They don't call you soggy bottom for nothing. Oh my god. I'm gonna just keep drawing these little squids. Y'all are my soup squids. Essentially, for lack of a better word, y'all are my soup squids. A classic staple in any soup is the soup squid. And y'all are what make the soup as good as it can be. You're all guilty of telling me a D's nuts joke. None of you are innocent. However, I still love you all, of course, but I'm watching you. Yeah, I'm on to you. Love you all to bits, but I'm also on to you. And then there's me. The soup maker. I make soup. Do we... Do we get tentacles? Yes. But they're soup tentacles. There's also a little man in my chef's hat, pulling on my hair. You're stirring the pot. Nice. Yeah, I am stirring the pot. Exactly. It's my spoon. It's definitely a spoon, guys. Don't go getting any ideas. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud of my soup. And my little soup croutons. My little soup squids. So proud of all of you. Very happy. Sometimes you may squirt ink in my face, but I'm proud of you all nonetheless. Hold on. I love how you started to read, paused, and scoffed in disappointment, and then continued to read the message. Defeated. Yeah, I feel like resistance to this kind of stuff is just... It just leads to me being paranoid, and I don't want to be paranoid, so I'm just going to live with it. Live with my mistakes. Live with my shortcomings, and that's fine. Like, I'm short. Oh dear. There you go. Much better. Goofy little goober face. It's us. It's us. It's a family photo. All of us together. As one in the soup. And I love you all dearly, even if you do all suck. It's so cute. I'll make it a t-shirt. I'll make it a sticker. That being said, I am actually... So the next recipe that is going to come out for the 100 milestones is a soup garnish. Or not a soup garnish, but it's a soup... addition. They're dumplings, so there'll be soup dumplings. So when we reach 200 followers on Twitch, I will release a recipe for soup dumplings. I'm very shy in new spaces, but once I have the security to go all out, I let out this unhinged monster that cannot be stopped, only by direct and earnest demand. Well, I do truly doubt that I'll ever demand you to stop. I'm happy to encourage that kind of behavior because, of course, one, it is funny, and then two, if this is who you truly are, then I'm only going to encourage it. So do I know who's who? Yes, of course. I know who everyone is in the soup. Some of you are, like, down by the bottom, like, collecting up all, like, the carrots and stuff that go into the soup and having a munch on them. Others are right by the top, but that's just the nature of streaming. You know, it's a complex beast. Say as if that means anything. Just need to make one more addition and then I'm pretty much good to move on to soft shadows. Which right now are like some of my favorite parts of the process. He does stream. Hey, Loki! Hello, hello, hello. It's so lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. I think that is... Yeah, okay. Soft shadows. Multiply. A really light shadow. Okay, gotta pick up mother from work. See you later. All good. See you when I see you next. Drive safely, Glennie. Yeah. Be safe. Be happy. Go be the rainbow in somebody's day. Or don't. I'm not your dad. I'm not your pops. I'm a mouse. I cannot conceive human children. Because I'm a mouse. I only create mouse children. And soup children. But that is not intentional. I like to imagine... Hold on. Did you say soup? Did you say soup? Did you say soup? Hold on, give me a moment. You clearly said soup. I could tell because my message. Let me do this first and then I'll start responding. Let me do this thing and then I'll acknowledge you. I'd be a terrible parent. I'm like, let me take care of this one thing and then I'll acknowledge you. Needy. Hold on. I'd like to imagine myself as the tater tot in the soup. That's at the bottom chilling, and then whenever you stream, I burst out like the Urukai being born and talk like Geoffrey Chaucer in A Knight's Tale, and then I slowly submerge myself back into the soup, staring menacingly at the other people not in chat. Yeah. That's accurate. Doing better, nice to catch you even if I'm still half asleep. Yeah, that's totally okay. It's lovely to see you, and I'm glad to see that you're doing better. I'm gonna get them both, actually. Yeah. I'm glad that you're recovering, and your recovery seems to be going well from what I've seen. I've seen you around in other people's chats, which is a good sign. Okay, and then next. No, are you okay? Ah, yeah. Well, look, he's doing better now. At the very least. I won't be the one to tell his story. I'll let him speak for himself. That is his right. They're both selected. Don't think it'll matter, but yeah. Eraser tool, soft. Biggest problems are now mental and dealing with the changes. That's fair, yeah. That's fair. That would be, yeah, a lot. A big adjustment. Best of luck, yeah. Look, you got this. I realize I have forgotten to draw her scars as well. But that's okay. I will get around to it. Women can't have muscles like this in fantasy world. Shut up. Shut up. That's how I will respond to criticism. My muscular women in my comics. If people are like, women can't have muscles, is genetically not. Shut up. Shut up. You shut up. Like, absolutely not tolerating any kind of discourse around the question. I just go, shut up. Smack. This is the 2 heart attacks from earlier this year. I am pretty much as better as you can be physically. It's just a mostly mental now. Yeah. Yeah, but every time I see the characters that I've done concept art for, and then being like the muscular women of the comic world and stuff, I'm just like, people are gonna say something, and I'm just gonna be, and I'm not gonna have any kind of patience with them. I'm just gonna go, shut up, and that's it. I'm not gonna engage people like that, essentially, and that is gonna be my mentality going into this. Is that I'm happy to have discussions about certain aspects of the comic, but if it's things that are just like talking points or rage bait or things like that, I'm just gonna be like, shut up. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you say. Fuck you. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I was very worried about Loki, so I'm glad to see he's doing okay. And like, I knew Loki got it, but yeah. Always gonna worry. I'm a worry. I think we're done. Oh, we need to do light. That's right. I need to add light now. Actually, hold on. If I do this and then select, invert selected area, line work, light. He just wants to meet Guinevere from Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2? I know I butchered that, but I'll live with it. I didn't even need to read the parentheses because I was like, 2! Dark Souls 1. Guinevere is from Dark Souls 1. You heathen. You fucking scumbag. How could you fucking say that to me? No, it's fine. How could you say that in my presence? No, it's chill. Oh, that's too much. It's like the softest amount of light. Essentially, yeah. Now, how does that look? Terrible. Getting rid of it. Gonna opacity down. That's a large brush. It is, Tally. How you doing, Tally? Speaking of dear friends, it's lovely to see you, Tally. Did it? It is! It worked! You showed up. First time. So anytime a person who has a character who is based in the comic, a little text box appears explaining who they were. And it works! Had a very eventful March, yes. You definitely did, Loki. So I'm glad to see you recovering. It did a thing. Did it show up? So it'll appear as if I wrote it. So this bean is one of my oldest friends. He was Luca from Blue Steel and also played in my own original campaign. Give this guy some love, but make sure he steers clear of mermaids. Exactly, yeah. So it's an automated thing for you specifically because you appeared in the campaign that this comic originates from. So every time you first appear in chat on a stream, it'll do that. I know what I said, and that it was wrong, yeah. But anyways, please fall on me, giant lady. You don't want that. She'll just splatter you. And I don't think being crushed by a giant woman would be fun. I think it would fucking suck. In my humble opinion. Yeah, it worked. A few little references, few little inside jokes for you and me. I won't explain the mermaid thing to everyone, because I feel like that's up to Tally. Not for me. It's not for me to decide. But yeah, I'm really happy that actually worked. Holy shit. Because I haven't gotten to test it. Because none of my friends show up in my chat. Not often, at the very least. But that's also fine. People are busy. That's not it. Give it a bit of blue. Tally loves the fish, you see. I'm not going to speak for Tally. Well, you never know. It could be fun. Well, I guess I'll just take the bullet under my breath. Fuck yeah, after first. Don't even remember the mermaid thing, knowing Luca probably tried to sleep with a mermaid. It wasn't Luca. This is a reference to my campaign. The first game we ever played, it was Val, your character Val. If that jogs any memories, Tally. You had to be tied to a tree to stop you going into the ocean. Oh, he was hornier. Yep. Yep, that's it. Got it. Jogged. The memory successfully jogged. Just stumbling my words. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you had to be tied to a tree, and then you ended up humping the tree. Yeah. Good times. Yeah. Luca is not canonically hornier. Like, not canonically that horny in this. In this comic. I've talked to people. Yep, he was a dude. He was great. I've talked to people about their characters and the like alterations I've made to them for the comic's sake. And for the most part, they've not been immensely drastic. Like, it's been a few minute character alterations. Luca, I've pretty much not had to change anything, really, because Luca is a great character. I have included certain things from Val, though. That's one of the things. So his weapon is actually based on Val's weapon and not Luca's. Because I found that Luca's weapon wasn't very unique amongst all the other weapons that we see. And I wanted to give Luca a unique weapon, so I gave Luca a unique weapon. Humping the tree, can't blame you, we all get lonely at some point. Was the tree a baddie with a gat? No, the tree was just a tree. Yeah, and my first character was just a weird dude. Yeah, so his party tied him to a tree to stop him from walking into the ocean and being taken by a siren, essentially. That's essentially what happened, is that to stop him from being eaten by a mermaid, his team tied him to a tree. What a lucky bastard. I mean, you know, take of it what you will. Right? Turn that opacity back up. But yeah. I didn't alter his armor. I may have altered his armor slightly, but probably fairly unnoticeable. But then I've talked to the person who well, Tally will get this, but I've talked to Jace. I've talked to Jace about his character because his is kind of the most complicated in terms of this comic, because Jace's relationship with Ratchet is very, very complicated. Worst ways to go, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In all fairness, I'd risk it with the mermaid. I'm sure most of you would. And that's not a criticism on all of you, it's just that I know my audience. I just know my audience well enough to know that you would all be horny for something like that. Hold on. Okay, cool. But we finished the panel, so we'll probably end stream soon. But I do want to chat about this stuff as well. Just ask Mouse, he knows I'm down bad horrendously, so I'd want to be with the siren. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's very fitting for your kind of character. For sure, Zombie Slayer. But yeah, so like Luca and Ratchet's relationship is very complicated, so I wanted to talk to that person about it, just to make sure that they weren't displayed in a negative light, or in a light that they wouldn't have appreciated. Maybe if you cook for her, I can riz her up. Who knows? Let's see. Well, I think the thing is, I don't think she was looking for cooking to eat. I think she was looking for something more raw, a more raw rising meal, I think. I don't want to allude like that. She eats people. She ate people. That was the thing. But yeah, and then like Azra's player spoke to them about the depiction of Azra. And I'm like, did I ask? That character was from like 6 years ago. The mermaid has been long forgotten for 6 years, I think. Because if you didn't ask, I will. The mermaid doesn't exist. Especially not in the comic world. The mermaid don't exist, man. It's a figment of our imagination. There was no mermaid. It was me talking in a voice. It was me making a voice, pretending to be a mermaid. I said, had big mermaid titties, and then Tally was like, auga. And dude, doesn't matter, ask, hold on, me leaves chat. I also remember that after that event, Val, Tally's character, then went to a brothel and got one of the ladies there to dress up as a mermaid. Because that definitely happened. And I was like, these guys are going to save Elvek. God. No, dear God. These guys are going to be the heroes of Elvek. And this one guy can't keep it in his pants. I remember that was such an interesting, like, party composition. Because everybody was just a lunatic. Everybody was a total fucking lunatic. In the best possible way, of course. And, like, you find that DMing, usually when you have a girl in the group, it's a lot more restrained and more reasonable, more grounded. And then we added a girl, and she made it more chaotic. Like, it was just, like, kind of weird, horny stuff at first, and then it became, like, war crimes and horny. And it was like, well, we're here now. Not the most heroic heroes. Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. They weren't classic heroes, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure they chased down a naked man at one point. That's probably pretty normal, though. But yeah, really chaotic. In the best possible way. Pretty sure I made the rogue cry. Anytime I've DM'd, I've always made rogues cry. Something about my storytelling affects them most. In all fairness, I bet the only reason he can't keep it in his pants is because he's just too hung, so props to him. Well, the funny thing about Tally is that... No, I'm not going to continue that. I'm not going to continue that. As a constant running joke. And we're not going to acknowledge it here, because we don't need this to span multiple different worlds. Absolutely not. Literally, that joke just keeps going. Exactly, yeah. We get it. We understand it. There's an inside joke there that doesn't need to have more legs than it needs to. But anyway, I should actually probably bugger off. I mean, I played D&D and just stayed with the prostitutes to protect them. Well, you know, someone's got to. I still don't have an end screen, so I should probably work on that at some point. I will make that, eventually. Keep reminding me. If someone can remind me every single stream to make a stream ending screen, that would be great. Because even once I start raiding out again next week, I will still probably put up the stream ending screen. Just to warn people in case people are coming in or raiding or things like that. But same as last week. Oh, not last week. Same as last stream. We're not going to raid out today. Just to be safe, we're going to save raiding for next week. Holy shit, Talia's called Lord Lady Dick to the Floor. That's cool. Yeah, that was their name. That was their name. Name in campaign. Anyway, there's not really a countdown, so I'm just going to say thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Gonna be back with some more Hollow Knight on Thursday. Definitely feeling so much better, and I'm really keen to do more streams. So I can't wait to see you all there. But, of course, until then, go be the rainbow in somebody else's day. Done more than enough here. I really appreciate your presence. And I will see you all next time. Bye. See y'all later. I'm gonna go to one of my screens just so that we have something to look at. Let's go back to the soup. But until then, bye. See you later.